Amiba, and today we want to speak about the 8 unskippable steps to succeed on business acquisition. So thank you very much for joining today. We're going to speak about the 8 steps that you need to get into business acquisition and also how to succeed in this exciting field. Well, I hope you're enjoying also the view here from the floor 32. We are here in Cartagena, Colombia. Amazing penthouse out here. So yeah, let's have a seat a little bit. Let's speak about the steps that you need to succeed on business acquisition, right? For me, you need only 6 steps, right? Once you achieve these 8 steps, you want to be ready to acquire deals, right? So this proven system works in Latin America, it works in the US, in Australia, Canada, and also it works in the UK, right? I have also some people from Europe, and also, of course, Europe is more difficult to get capital, but you can use a holding company in the UK, right? Where UK, I believe, is a leading market for financial service, and also the alternative finance market is quite developed. So I highly recommend to all people based in Europe that they set up the holding company in the UK, right? I believe is the easiest place to raise capital in that part of the world, right? If you are in the US, you are okay. You can set up your LLC in any state. I recommend always to open an LLC company in Delaware, Wyoming, or Nevada, which are the 3 states which are more tax efficient, right? So Delaware, Wyoming, and Nevada are the 3 states that you can open an LLC to start with, right? So this is the first step that you need to start into business acquisition. Be ready with an SPV or with an SPAC, which are very popular right now. So this is going to be the first step, right? Getting ready, getting prepared for business acquisition. Most of the people out there in this world, in this M&A world, they start from the deal hunting part, right? This is the step number 7. You can start from the deal hunting parts. You need to start from the beginning, right? If you want to close a deal in a matter of 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, you need to be ready. You need to prepare yourself for the opportunity, right? So once you find a deal, once we have a deal together in the table to negotiate, then you're going to be ready to close it, right? So if you have your SPV, if you have a website, if you have a LinkedIn profile optimized, also your Facebook profile optimized, then you have more opportunities to be more credible in front of brokers, sellers, and banks, right? So websites, a corporate email, a pitch deck, a PDF company presentation, and also a website, an LLC or SPV, right? Limited company or LLC. It depends the country that you are at the moment, right? So this is very important first step, right? Second one, some people go out and trying to acquire a business without even define the investment criteria, right? How you know you want to buy a company if you don't know your investment criteria, right? You need to know what you're looking for, and everybody else must to know what you are up to, right? So defining the investment criteria for me is having a clear vision of which kind of industry you want to buy, the location, and the asking price. These 3 things are very important for defining your investment criteria. So remember, location, it can be US, UK, Europe, Australia, Canada, and also you can buy companies in Latin America just by setting up the holding in a first world economy. And then the asking price, normally we buy companies 1 to 10 million. So in this range, you're okay. You don't have much competitions with the big guys, right? So this is very important. So 1 to 10 million, and then locations, the ones I told you, and the industry. A lot of people is asking which kind of industry. For example, right now with this pandemic, with this COVID situation, a few industries are thriving, like cybersecurity, commercial cleaning. These kind of businesses are doing very well. Warehousing, storage houses. I like this kind of deals, and I am looking for this kind of opportunities in the US, right? I believe it's a great market to start with, a great industry. So defining your investment criteria is the step number 2, which you must have a very clear vision of what you want, right? Industry, location, and asking price. So define these 3 points and put it out there in your website, put it out there in your pitch deck presentation, and then try to communicate your profiles, your LinkedIn profiles and Facebook. Try to share them with the private investors and family office, private investor groups, right? So this is the step number 2. And the step number 3 is getting all the documents ready. So once you have your website, your LLC, your company set up, once you know what you're looking for, the investment criteria is already developed, then you need to have all the documents in place, all the NDAs, letter of intent, all the template scripts, right? You can get it for free online. You have a memorandum of understanding, letter of intent, NDAs, all these kind of legal documents that you need to be a professional deal maker, a professional private equity guy, right? So this is the documents. You must have everything in place, right? The point number 4, which is very, very important. If you want to get into business acquisition, you must have at least 3 lenders in place, right? Before going out and start the deal hunting part, you must have at least 3 lenders or family office or private equity firms, right? So let's start with financing your deal is the point number 4. So you need to build your alternative finance market network. What that means? It means that you should have at least 3 lenders in place before moving to the step number 5, right? So the lenders can be asset-based lenders, invoice lenders, cash flow lenders, and also it can be the banks. Some banks, but of course they're going to ask you for personal guarantee and some deposits and guarantors and different. They are more strict, right, than the alternative finance market. So I believe you should go for invoice lender, cash flow lenders, and also invoice lenders, right? So these 3. And then you can move to the next step, which is the step number 5, which is family office. Let's speak about family office. So you have single family office, which is one family, and then you have multi-family office, which is 2 or more families together under a legal entity, and they of course they have their investment criteria, and this is what you need to be very picky and very very detail orientated. So if you are a deal maker, don't start reaching out to any family office. You need to reach out to family office, private equity firms, and private investors that are matching your investment criteria. That means they investing their own money into something that you also are looking for, right? You are in the same industry, or at least in the same location, right? With the same industry, the same goals, same vision. If you're contacting investors, if you're contacting private equity firms or family office which are investing in another location, in another industry, you're wasting your time and you're wasting another people's time. So I recommend to have a target audience, try to reaching out family office, private equity firms, a private investor that match your investment criteria, right? So let's be focused on that. This is very important if you want to be a deal maker, to have all this network developed before you move to the next step, right? So be ready with that. Build your database, build rapport, build the relationships with family office, private equity investors, and private investor, right? These three people, you need to start developing the network. You need to build rapport, join the chambers of commerce. If you don't have time to do any networking stuff, you can hire a virtual assistant, a VA that help you out with 3 hours per day. Let's say they can help you out to develop your network, adding 120 people per day on your social media, right? It can be LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram. Any of these social media, you can network with investors, right? Investors are out there, right? The money is out there, and the money follow good projects, right? If you have a good team, a good project, money will appear, right? So remember that. So this is the point number 6 is deal team, right? What I mean by deal team. Let's say you want to get into cybersecurity, but you have no clue about that industry. It's good that you bring some expert with you and you put it in your board. It can be as a non-executive director, it can be as a external consultant, right? Or you can hire a full-time CEO for this special acquisition, right? So this is the deal team, right? The real team is bringing one people who have the expertise in the industry that you buy. Remember what Richard Branson said, with the right team, everything is possible. So I really like this quote, and I wanted to share with you during this video. So also the deal teams mean having your accountant, your CPA accountant if you're in the US, or your accountant if you're in Australia, Canada, or the UK, or Europe. And then having an M&A lawyer is very important at the moment that you're signing all what is the share purchase agreement, stock purchase agreement, or you're setting up your company up. So it's very important to have your legal advice and your accounting advice during the preliminary due diligence, right? So this was the step number 7. And now is the most exciting point, which is deal hunting, right? Is going out, calling sellers, calling brokers, doing the viewings, and all what is the deal making journey, right? So I believe this is the most exciting part, but of course, most of the people start their deal making journey from the point 7. And this is the biggest mistake on business acquisition, right? You are skipping 6 points that you should pay attention and develop before you go into the deal hunting. So there is no secret on M&A. There is no secret on merger acquisition, right? If you're doing these 8 steps, you're gonna close a deal in a matter of 12 months, right? This is why I've developed these eight steps, because I want that you become a successful on business acquisition, right? I bought deals myself. I'm just talking because I bought deals, right? And I've been teaching this topic for the last 3 years. In 2017, I started mentoring people because a lot of people started reaching me out about M&A structures, deal structures, different kind of creative funding solutions. So I know what I'm saying in terms of starting preparing yourself before you going out and start with the deal hunting. So deal hunting part is a lot of people are very worried about deals, right? Say where should I find deals? Where are the off-market opportunities, right? So I say do not worry about deals. Deals are out there. Deals are like a trains. Always is one coming to your way, right? So no worry about deals. It's millions of deals out there. But if you don't have these 8 steps developed before you going out, you're never gonna buy a deal, right? So it's very, very important that before deal hunting, you have all this in place, right? So deal hunting part is doing the viewings, is contacting sellers, brokers. I'm very keen to negotiate with brokers. A lot of deal makers are scared about dealing with brokers because they don't know how to deal with them, right? They are scared of the question, show me proof of funds, right? So you shouldn't worry about brokers. You should go out and face the situation, right? If you want to be a deal maker, you need to be brave. You need to face situations. You need to call people. You need to make it happen, right? So deal with brokers, deal with banks, deal with the big guys. Do not fear the situation. Face the situation, and the best secret I have for dealing with broker is signing an introduction fee agreement, right? For that means if the broker introduces you a good opportunity, you're gonna pay 5%, 8%, 3%, or 50K, 100K, right, per deal, per introduction, right? So no worry about brokers. They are very friendly if you know how to treat them, right? So once they think you are not qualified buyer, they will start with the questions. Show me proof of funds and all these kind of questions that broker asks all the time. So if you follow these steps, they won't ask you this question, right? So work with them. Make brokers fight for you, right? They're gonna fight for you. They're gonna keep sourcing you deals, right? They're gonna keep sending you deals over to you analyze. So work with brokers, work with banks, work with all these people to increase the deal hunting, right? The deal hunting also, you can find deals contacting the big firms like KPMG, Deloitte, BDO, McKinsey. All these firms, they have a M&A department. So you can contact their M&A department and speak with the M&A head of office, right, for example, and they will pass you their portfolio of companies for sale. And then you can check out if you have any company that is matching your investment criteria, right? So that way you can increase the deal hunting, the pipeline, right? So so deal hunting is almost the last step. So don't focus on that at the beginning, right? You need to prepare yourself first and then go out and do the hunting part, right? So the point number 8, what's happened once you acquire a business, right? A lot of people, they got very excited about the deal acquisition and they want to become their CEO. They want to become the CEO, and I believe this is the big mistake, because you're gonna have very limited time after you acquire a business, and you're gonna be, right? So very limited. And then, so I recommend to prepare yourself to delegate. You need to become a master of delegation, a delegation master. How you can reach that point to become a master delegator, right? So start delegating small tasks to the big task, right? So for me, it was very difficult in the beginning as a business owner to delegate tasks, because I always thought, if I'm not there, the business is gonna fail, right? So you just need to trust, right? Trust people. If you don't trust people, you won't succeed in any business, right? Not only in business acquisition. So become a master of delegation. Delegate as much as possible and just trust, right? So if you don't trust in people, people won't trust you, right? It's very simple, right? It's a bit spiritual, right? If you don't trust, people wanna trust. You need to be very confident and believe that people is gonna deliver. So delegation is very important. Once you close a deal, you must have at least 2 potential CEOs to replace the current one, and then you're just gonna get a weekly report or monthly report of how the company is performing. And also you're gonna get dividends every 3 months, every 6 months, or every 12 months, right? So I believe delegation is another very important skill to get. And the best way is delegating small tasks, and then delegating the big task at the end. So what's happened if the CEO is running the business very well, right? So after you purchase the business, you have the current CEO is running the business very well. So you shouldn't change, right? You should stay the same, right? So don't change the CEO. You don't need to replace it. You just need to introduce yourself as a new shareholder. You should set up a dividend plan for yourself, and you should set up also a report plan. They should report you every week or every month what is going on with the company. And then, of course, you can put a person of your trust. You can put that person inside the company to supervise what is going on with your new acquisition. So this is the last step. This is the last step: managing your deal, delegation. After you purchase a business, you delegate all the management. You delegate almost everything, right? Why you should delegate? Because you should move on to the next deal, right? You should move on to the next acquisitions, right? You should keep growing by a business acquisition, because maybe the business that you bought is going to fail in some point, right? Maybe your competitors became better than you. Maybe the industry bankrupt, right? So you should keep grabbing different companies just in case your business bankrupt, right, or fail. So keep growing by a business acquisition. Try to get as much as possible, right? Once you acquire your first business, you already have an asset. So that asset, you can use it as a collateral to keep growing by a business acquisition. You can merge with another ones. You can consolidate. You can do, a conglomeration model. You can do an IPO. You can do an SPAC. You can do big stuff in M&A, right? But you should start with the first acquisition, which is 1 to 10 million. I recommend asking price 1 to 10 million. Once you have 100K, 200K net per year, you're gonna be, kind of financially stable, and you're gonna have more time to hunt for bigger deals, right? So I recommend to do this small acquisition at the beginning, and then when you have steady income, you can move to the next level M&A, which is IPOs, which are SPACs, right? But don't get excited about this big acquisition, $1 billion acquisition, because of course you should start from the beginning, right? So you can get all these skills, you can get all of this just by doing, right? You can learn with me, I can be your business mentor at any time. You can reach me out, but the most important thing is you learn by doing, right? I believe the more negotiations you have, the more interactions with sellers, banks, and lenders that you have every day, you're gonna become wiser, and you're gonna become a professional deal maker. But of course, you need some sort of guidance at the beginning, to prepare yourself as a deal maker, right? To develop your network, and then going out and doing the deal hunting part. So I hope you're enjoying so far these 8 unskippable steps to succeed on business acquisitions. I like the title of this video because I like the word unskippable, right? You shouldn't skip this stuff. So it's a very exciting topic. As you know, I love business acquisitions. I love merger and acquisitions. M&A is my life. I've been into M&A for the last 10 years. I bought businesses myself. I bought LED factory. I bought a football club, which I like a bit of football. I bought the biggest paddle court in Madrid. I bought deals. I own businesses also. I mentor people. So I wanted to break down these 8 steps today to be fully clear and to share with you what you need to succeed on business acquisition. So I'm gonna repeat the last time. What you need very quickly. You just need an SPV, a website, a pitch deck presentation, and a corporate email. Then you need to define your investment criteria, which is location, asking price, and industry. And then you need all the documents in place, ready to sign. You can use DocuSign or any of these softwares to move fast with banks, lenders, and brokers. And then you have the financing your deal part, which is building the alternative finance network, asset-based lenders, invoice lenders, and cash flow lenders. These 3 are very important. And then developing your network with family office, private equity firms, and private investors. Build a network, build a relationship with them, build rapport with them. That is very important. And then the deal team, which is the accountant, the M&A lawyer, and the person who have the knowledge in the industry that you buy. And then, and only then, you can start with the deal hunting, which is going out, doing the viewing, calling the broker, calling sellers. This is the most exciting part of any private equity investors, any deal maker, right? So, but before you need to prepare, right? So, and then after you acquire a deal, you end up with the last step, which is the step number 8, which is managing your deal, becoming a master delegator, became a master of the delegation. Delegation is very important on business, right? So became a good delegator, delegate as much as possible, start with delegating a small task and going to the big task, right? So so I'm gonna reply to Luis, who is explain the first step again, please. Okay, Luis, I will explain to you, no problem. So thank you, Ryan, for your nice comment. So step number 1 is setting up your SPV. If you're in the US, you set up an LLC in Nevada, Wyoming, or Delaware for tax purpose. I believe it's the most tax efficient place to set up your LLC. If you're in the UK, you should start with a limited company. If you're in Europe, you also should set up your holding company in the UK because, of course, it's more developed, the lending industry out there. And if you are in Canada or in Australia, you should set up an LLC also. So it's all about preparation and setting up your company from the beginning, right? So this is the step 1. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and please let me know your questions below this video. I'm gonna post it here. And again, thank you very much for showing us your attention. Thank you.